Let's review how to bring an AutoCAD file into SketchUp. First, you want to have SketchUp open, and really any template will be fine. I've just chosen the architectural inches template. Go to the File, Import feature, and then navigate to the file that you want to import. In this case, I'm bringing in a file that many of the studio students are working on. So you can see for format, I'm asking for all supported file types, but you could search by specific file types such as DWG or JPEG or PDF. So I'm going to bring in this AutoCAD file and click Import. So this tells me what was imported, and now I have that whole file on my screen. This file consisted of 3 floors and an elevation, which I won't probably use, but it's nice to have in here for reference. So this comes in fully to scale. Looks like I'm missing a door there, but I can bring that in. And what I want to do is basically use this. It came in, if I look in my outliner here, the CAD plan came in as a component, which is fine. I can easily turn it on and off. But it also brings with it AutoCAD layers that show up as tags. I don't really need these in here, so I am going to get rid of them. And I'll do that by, let's get out of the component, by first creating a new tag, and I'll just call this CAD. And then I'm going to take all of the layers, and I've missed this one, but that's okay, I'll go back. So I've selected all of the layers, and I'm hitting the delete key, or right click and delete tags. And then this gives me the option of either assigning it to a different tag or deleting all of these completely, which I do not want to do in this case. I want to assign it to the tag called CAD and click OK. So you can see that cleaned up my tags, and I'm going to do that once again with this last layer or tag. Put that as well on the tag called CAD and click OK. So now you can see in my tags, my current one is untagged, so anything new that I draw will show up there, and I have the ability to now turn that off and on without having all of these extra objects. My outliner still looks somewhat the same. Maybe some of those objects went away, but now I'm able to go ahead and begin modeling. So for example, for this, I would probably use some shortcuts like the rectangle tool and create my faces here. I'll go ahead and erase that. So I've got the face, and then around the window, I'll go ahead and carefully trace around my objects. And here, we're assuming where that door is going to land. And now I'll go ahead and turn off that CAD file and use my eraser tool to come in and clean up those edges. Let's turn it back on. And I might go ahead and measure. I've got 6 inches on the front wall, but my surround walls are actually 12 inches. So I think I might create a separation or come in here and select just those perimeter objects and use my offset tool. Nope, that didn't want to work. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and offset that whole face 6 inches, and I'll trim out where I need it to be 12 inches. So kind of creating that line there, and come in and erase here. And I'll do the same thing on this edge. And let's trim or erase here. And then I'm going to have to come back and get rid of these other lines, because these all need to be offset 1 foot. So now that I've created that boundary a little bit separately, I can come in here and offset this face 1 foot. But I'm going to have that same little issue here. So now I'll go ahead and join these and erase this one. And then let's join those and erase here and erase all of this. Okay, so at this point, it might be a good idea to double click on this face and make my group and name that exterior walls. I could also create a group out of this and call that group storefront or facade or whatever makes sense. And then I can come in and select that face and start to pull my walls up on those floors. And since these are separate groups, I'll have to pull this one separately. And then I can start putting in my openings, interior walls, etc. If your CAD plan had, let's hide this face, or turn the CAD plan back on. And now I can see through it to model the elevator, the stairs, the columns, or any other interior walls that you may have brought in with a more finished plan. So I hope that helps. Bringing in AutoCAD plans is very useful in SketchUp since you've already taken the time with the precision, scale drawing, and that they come in without needing to be resized.